and Maria Raffato. We're going to see this match twice today. They'll also be competing in the open class final later on. Elizabeth on a tear here in Texas. 3 fights so far between her weight class and the absolute, 3 submissions. Not a whole lot of mat time. She's finished her matches really quick, Jake.
Something she's pretty much become known for, I would say, is that quick submission factor. She's been lighting up the mats since teenage years. Being one of the youngest competitors, sorry, Danny, being one of the youngest competitors to compete at an ADCC trial.
This is not the first time Elizabeth and Maria have met in competition. Faced off in the absolute at the American National No-Gi back in 2023. Elizabeth won that match via outside heel hook.
In the corner of Elizabeth Clay is legendary competitor Osvaldo Queixinho Moisinho.
Catch Queixinho at the Crown on November 17th in the featherweight division.
It's going to be an amazing event.
Can't wait for that one. Elizabeth trying to invert. Enter in on the legs of Maria. She's done on all of her opponents thus far this weekend.
She's mixing up a lot of ways to get in on the legs as well. Now you see finally finds somewhat of a solid connection, forces Maria to her left hip.
So far has 2 heel hooks and a toe hold at the Pan No-Gi. Elizabeth won double gold at this event in 2021 and 2022. Also took double gold at the World's No-Gi in 2022. Won her weight division in 2021.
Now in on the leg, looking for the inside heel hook. Will she get it?
Elizabeth also had a baby 11 weeks ago, which is insane.
It's absolutely incredible. To get back on the mats that soon.
Now Maria going for a heel hook.
Elizabeth Clay almost making a face of annoyance in response, and now looking for a heel hook of her own.
Trying to win the hand fight.
And look at this, Elizabeth Clay looking for a submission on the unconventional side of the 50-50. The leg that's not under her control, maybe turning it into an Aoki lock momentarily. Just about 4 minutes have elapsed in this final. Liz Clay has appeared to be a little closer on the heel hook attempts from this 50-50 position. Of course, a very volatile position in jiu-jitsu for both competitors.
They're trying to separate the legs now. And like we mentioned, Elizabeth and Maria will be facing off in the open class final later today. Both had 2 victories on their way to that match. What do you think Elizabeth needs to do here to separate those legs and get a better bite on the inside heel hook?
Well, picking apart the lock is the easy answer, but every time she reaches for the legs, Maria is reaching for her head and pulling down her posture. This is a good start, but now on the separation, Maria was just really pushing super hard. From that position, being able to, I would say, unlock the lock and get your belly over the top of the leg is what a lot of competitors are doing, because then it makes it much more difficult to hand fight in response to that heel hook attempt.
Really impressed with Maria's ability to deal with that leg entanglement, especially as Elizabeth has finished most of her opponents so quickly here. Just shows her level in those positions and her ability to get the finish.
Yeah, score's completely tied up. Closed guard. Look at this. Elizabeth Clay really arching this.
Really tight. Oh, beautiful transition, lifting her legs up to control the posture.
Look how aggressive Elizabeth Clay is in these positions.
She'll get an advantage for that attack on the arm. She's got her foot on the hip.
And now the omoplata comes over the top. Oh, but look at this. Very interesting. Has her arms wrapped up in there as well. Definitely see the influence of Caixinho.
Looks like a go-go plot if I'm seeing it correctly.
And that's another advantage for Clay.
So 2 points, 2 advantages for Elizabeth Clay to Maria Rafato's 2 points. So she leads here with 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. This is your heavyweight final, the 2024 Pan No-Gi Jiu-Jitsu Championships.
Maria given a warning by the referee. Three minutes remaining. I'm trying to pass all the way around to the head. Seemed like it caught Clay a little bit off guard. Recovers nonetheless.
Maria trying to put Elizabeth on her back.
And the hard part is, Danny, it seems like Maria's not too sure how to safely engage with Elizabeth Clay. I mean, from the leg entanglements, Elizabeth was able to be a little bit more aggressive, and then the moment she was put in closed guard, she had to deal with 2 near submissions that netted those advantage that puts Clay in the lead. So if you're Maria from this position on top, how do you approach without putting yourself in some semblance of danger versus Elizabeth Clay?
It's not just staying safe, but also trying to get into a position where she can actually pass the guard.
I was just thinking the same thing. The flexibility of Elizabeth Clay and her ability to cast such a wide net with her guard makes it difficult to, even if you pass from the outside, you pass tight, it's going to be difficult either way. And the more the time winds down, the less it benefits Maria. She hasn't shown just yet that she's really able to come close to even getting a really solid foundation of a guard pass, much less one that would yield 3 points. Like you said, Danny, we're going to see this match again at the culmination of the event. Oh, look at this!
Tries to jump right into the mount. Elizabeth Clay comes up.
But that is going to be 2 points for Elizabeth Clay. An understandable last-ditch effort, perhaps. But that'll
Just
give Clay a much more comfortable lead.
30 seconds left. Maria comes back up on top. That'll be 2 for Maria Rafato. 4-4, but Elizabeth Clay has those 2 advantages for those submission attacks from closed guard.
And she's in the closed guard once again as they reset back in the center.
So exciting match here in the heavyweight final at the 2024 Pan No-Gi Jiu-Jitsu Championships. But it looks as though Elizabeth Clay is going to be your heavyweight champion. And we'll see this match one more time in the absolute final later on today.
I'm interested to see what kind of adjustments are going to be made on both sides of the equation as we head into the absolute final later.
Elizabeth Clay is your Pan No-Gi heavyweight champion. We'll be back